High School Sports Live and Fox 43.2 present a Mid-Penn Commonwealth matchup tonight between the Trojans of Chambersburg and the Panthers of Central Dauphin East. Welcome into a clear 60-degree evening just east of Harrisburg, and the forecast is for clear skies, a fast track, and a firm turf course here tonight at Landis Field at Speed Eversole Stadium. Good evening and welcome to High School Sports Live. I'm Travis Sparks in for Gary Sutton this week. Todd Mealy and Charlie Fortney will be along with us in just a moment. You can cut down the season into thirds here between both teams, Chambersburg and CD East. First part of the season, they went 2-1 in their non-conference schedule. The wins for both teams, CD East beat Reading and Northeastern, and for Central Dauphin East, for Chambersburg, they beat Northern and Waynesboro. But then they get into their conference schedule and they go 0-4. A painful loss last week for Chambersburg. They had the game in control for about 46 minutes and then fumble in the fourth quarter. Altoona drives for a touchdown and they win 28-23. Meanwhile, CD East could not get on the board against Harrisburg last week, losing 52-0. Coming up, the third part of their season, and one of these teams is going to break a 4-game losing streak and get their first win in Mid-Penn Commonwealth. Still got 2 more games in the league for both teams, as Chambersburg still has State High and Harrisburg to take on, and then CD and Carlisle for Central Dauphin East. Third part of their season starts tonight, and ahead here on the pregame show, we'll talk with Charlie Fortney of High School Sports Live as we preview basketball and wrestling. Yeah, I know it's only the middle of October, but that season starts next week already. And then also, we'll have Todd Mealy in for Chalk Talk. That's all coming up here on High School Sports Live on Fox 43+.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at Giambavo.com.
We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
Lock it up at Hoffman Ford. Only Hoffman Ford offers 2 years maintenance included with any new 2023 Ford car, truck, or SUV order. Plus, lock in Ford's lowest APR rate today. Get 2 years maintenance included exclusively at Hoffman Ford. Why would you order from anywhere else? Who has your best deal on a new Ford?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
What is the hope for your team this year? And tell us about a few goals you have for them in the 2022 season.
Yeah, our hope is obviously to be more successful than we were last season. I mean, we had a 2-8 season, but we were a very young program. And at one point, some points during the season, we were starting 5 or 6 sophomores. So obviously to be more successful on the field, but to continue to grow as individuals and learn from the adversity that we face on the football field. I mean, that's our biggest job as a head football coach anyway, is to understand that, ultimately we're playing a game, and that's what it is, but it's a competitive game, and there's a lot of lessons to be learned in that game for life ahead after football.
Talk about this matchup and what your team will need to do in order to have success.
Opening up with Central Dauphin East from District 1, which is something new for us. We've never done anything like that before. I look at Central Dauphin East as a team very similar to us. not overly big. We're not walking around with a bunch of guys that are 6'5", 300 pounds type of deal, but a lot of just tough-nosed football players, young men playing the game of football. So, offensively, they bring a lot of multiple formations. Sometimes they could be in a power run formation, and then next time they'll be in a spread offense. So they're going to present a challenge to us from a defensive standpoint with all the different things, their multiple offensive sets. Defensively, or from their defensive perspective, from what we've seen them play last year, it's very similar to what we play defensively, which is kind of nice because then this preseason camp, it makes it a lot more easy for us to prepare to play them, knowing that it's very similar to our defensive scheme. So, we'll be able to work on our stuff as well as prepare for them in the first game. So, looking at the game overall, I think it's a very even matchup. I think it's a great matchup for both of us to start the season in and really get a feel of where our programs stand after our week 1 game.
Talk about the job as a high school coach and what your main goals are when working with high school players.
So as being a high school football coach, I really look at it as being just an extension of the classroom. I really see ourselves as teachers. No, we're not teaching math or social science or English or any of those type of subjects, but we're still teaching something, and it's a game of football. And in that game is, as I mentioned before, that there are challenges. There's ups and downs in a football game, in a practice, in the work we put in. So, as a football coach, what I'm hoping to do is to get our guys to understand that, football is going to prepare you for life, especially when you take on the responsibilities of a family and taking care of that family, and that if you're able to work hard and be successful on the football field, that you can be very successful as a husband, a father, and taking care of your family.
Tell our viewers about a coach you always looked up to and 1 to 2 things you learned from them that has inspired your coaching career.
Yeah, that coach is probably one of the ones. Really, my first coaching experience was at the college level at Juniata College, and at that time I got to really live with and spend a lot of time with an individual. His name's Jim Hostler, who right now is an assistant coach with the Washington Commanders. And, what I learned from him is just, how hard you needed to work every day, the things you needed to do, and about especially paying attention to detail, the little things that those are what's going to make the difference as you prepare week in and week out. Your players, your coaches, everybody like that. So, Jim is somebody that, really is the one that made me understand what it is about being a football coach.
What is the hope for your team this year? And tell us about a few goals you have for them in the 2022 season.
We just want to compete at a high level week in, week out. Nothing changed about our goals. We want to win a mid-pen conference championship, district championship, and state championship.
Talk about this matchup and what your team will need to do in order to have success.
They're always well coached, very physical, very well sound, highly competitive team, regardless of records. But we're just more worried about us trying to stick to who we are and our identity and trying to win all 3 phases of the game.
Talk about the job as a high school coach and what your main goals are when working with high school players.
Ultimately, I'm just working to try to, it's a 4-year plan essentially and a 4-year investment, but normally when we're talking about this stuff, personally, we're looking at it as a 40-year plan, a 40-year investment for these kids. We're trying to do whatever it takes to put them in the best position to be great leaders, great fathers, where they want to go to school, whatever they essentially want to do. We're just there to support them and help provide and push them in that direction.
Tell our viewers about a coach you always looked up to and 1 to 2 things you learned from them that has inspired your coaching career.
One of the coaches I've always looked up to was Chris Collar. Guy that always, served as a coach for me, then a mentor. He was my coach, my position coach when I played high school at Bishop McDevitt. And then thankfully he was able to come and coach on my staff last year before retiring this year. And he just taught me, there's always a right way to do things. You always have options and ways to choose what you want to do, but choosing that right way is usually your best option.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
Tell us about your team and what key factors you'll need to focus on to play your best this year.
Our team is, everything starts with the line. You can't win without no line. You can definitely lose without one. So our key to all our success starts with the big guys up front. So we really need to get that all together, and we have the athletes to back them up. So that's what we need to focus on.
So last year we were a fairly young team. So this year we have that maturity, and some key factors that will play into us having success this season is being disciplined and working hard week in and week out.
What are your current team goals?
I feel like our team goals are that we just need to work hard day in and day out and be successful. One thing our coach likes to focus on is that we need to focus on the small things.
As a team, we'd like to win the conference. That's what we aim to do, and our coach is doing that by just instilling just to do our own job. If we have 11 guys doing what they're supposed to do, you can't beat it, or it's going to be real hard.
What role or roles will you be filling for your team this year?
I think my role on the team is to be a vocal leader, whether it's on the field or off of the field. Helping guys with the classwork stuff, and even some issues off the field if they need that help. I want to be a vocal leader. I want to be a guy that they can talk to and they feel like they can trust. So I feel like beyond just being a safety and receiver for the Chambersburg Trojans, I want to be a leader, a trusted leader at that.
Who's recruiting you, and what are your future goals with football in college?
So being a two-sport athlete, playing football and baseball, I've been recruited by some Division III's, high academic institutions for football and baseball. I currently hold 2 offers in baseball from Westminster College and Messiah University. But yeah, that's how the process has gone for me.
Tell us about your team and what key factors you'll need to focus on to play your best this year.
Team goals, of course, win the state chip, go undefeated. And things that coach pushes us to do every day is to win the day. Win the day every day. Stay consistent, like my teammates said.
What are your current team goals?
So, obviously the end goal is winning the championship, but every single day we have to win the day first and build off of that. And I think that's the main idea, just winning the day.
What role or roles will you be filling for your team this year?
The roles I want to play this year is being a leader, it's my senior year, be a mentor for the younger guys coming up, have somebody to look up to, as well as being a playmaker for the team. I want to be the receiver number 1. I want to be a guy.
Who's recruiting you, and what are your future goals with football in college?
Right now I have 1 offer from Wheeling University. Extremely blessed, but this upcoming senior season, we're really banking on it, and hopefully schools will take a shot on me and my fellow teammate, Isaiah.
I'm being recruited by Ivy League and Patriot League colleges, and I have a 4.0 GPA.
across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
If it's used car peace of mind you're looking for, Hoffman has it. Hoffman Ford brings you a wide selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, carefully chosen and inspected for dependable driving pleasure. For the ultimate peace of mind, shop the Hoffman collection of Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles. If you're looking for a used vehicle, you can feel good about your loved one's driving.
Hoffman has it. Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Back here on High School Sports Live, the pregame show from Speed Ebersol Stadium. I'm Travis Sparks, joined by Todd Mealy. Great to be with you here tonight. We're going to talk Chambersburg and Central Dauphin East here in the Chalk Talk portion of our pregame show. We're going to start with Chambersburg, a victim of some bad luck last week. Their one fumble last week ended up costing them. Altoona drove for a touchdown. Altoona ends up winning 28-23. Jameer Jones, other than the one touchdown run, he was pretty much bottled up last week. 6 carries for 9 yards other than the 70-yard touchdown. He's going to be the key to their offense tonight.
Well, they may have a problem with that because right now he's over there on the sideline in street clothes.
That's a problem, yes.
And that might explain, why he only had a few touches last week, and considering the big run. What they do on offense is try to spread teams out, and they haven't had much success sustaining drives and scoring. But they have some big plays that they've made, and they have some big play threats. So in spite of whether or not he ends up suiting up tonight or not, they still have a couple playmakers on their team that I know Central Dauphin East is a little concerned about.
Riley Harmon, the quarterback for Chambersburg, went 10 for 16, 168 yards, a touchdown, and no turnovers last week. The question on the Central Dauphin East side, who's going to be starting quarterback for them? And Todd, you have an answer.
Well, I think it's going to be Damaj Jallo. Now, they've rotated 2 quarterbacks all season long. Damaj started early in the year. He came in late last week against Harrisburg. And from what it looks like, kind of talking with their coach, it looks like Damaj is going to be the guy tonight. But I wouldn't be surprised, viewers out there, that if you see 2 quarterbacks working the game tonight.
Possibly shuffling back and forth of quarterbacks as well, and wouldn't be surprised to see a bunch of draw plays and a bunch of running plays from CD East either. One thing both teams have to take care of, penalties tonight. 7 penalties last week for Chambersburg for 90 yards lost. Central Dauphin East, talking to a couple people around here, the penalties have been very costly throughout the year. You as former coach of Lancaster Catholic, that gives you heartburn right away.
Yeah, well, I know the answer. I think I know the answer to that, to why both teams have so many penalties. They're really young. CD East, they have only like 13 seniors on the team. They start on the offensive and defensive side. Somewhere around 7 sophomores and freshmen. When I coached, I used to say you lose a game for every sophomore you start. Why? Because a lot of undisciplined play, the experience of seeing varsity speed on a Friday night, you just make a lot more mistakes than when you're a seasoned player, having a season under your belt or whatnot, and playing both Chambersburg and CD East, so many young players, you're going to get those kind of mistakes. You hope to mitigate those late in the season by giving them experience early on, but we're kind of deep into the season now, and to hear how many penalties both teams had and putting the ball on the ground and everything, that's they're still suffering some growing pains, but both teams are still playing good competition. So it bodes well for Chambersburg and CD East in the future, but for right now, they do have to deal with some of those undisciplined plays.
One excuse that they can't use tonight, the weather. Absolutely gorgeous. 60 degrees, the wind, light wind coming as you watch later on tonight from left to right as we see it. We got lucky. The rain came yesterday. It's a beautiful night tonight.
Right. So we're in mid-October, and, we're out here without jackets on and hats on. No, that's really nice. Both teams, as I mentioned before, have struggled to sustain drives. Both have big play threats. So, talking with both coaches, the game plan is to get lined up on defense to eliminate big plays, and on offense, really just control the football, meaning don't get a penalty on first down, don't put the ball on the ground, make good decisions as a quarterback, and we'll see which team is a more disciplined team tonight and can actually sustain drives on the opponent.
We'll be keeping an eye on that all night long here. Beautiful night here at Landis Field at Speed Ebersol Stadium. Kickoff coming up here on High School Sports Live on Fox 43+.
I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
If it's used car peace of mind you're looking for, Hoffman has it. Hoffman Ford brings you a wide selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, carefully chosen and inspected for dependable driving pleasure. For the ultimate peace of mind, shop the Hoffman collection of Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles. If you're looking for a used vehicle, you can feel good about your loved one's driving.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Lock it up at Hoffman Ford. Only Hoffman Ford offers 2 years maintenance included with any new 2023 Ford car, truck, or SUV order. Plus, lock in Ford's lowest APR rate today. Get 2 years maintenance included exclusively at Hoffman Ford. Why would you order from anywhere else? Who has your best deal on a new Ford?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
I had no credit history and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
Good evening with former Lancaster Catholic head coach Todd Mealy. I'm Travis Sparks. Welcome to High School Sports Live with Chambersburg and Central Dauphin East here on Fox 43.2 in partnership with the Fox 43 High School Football Frenzy. Our game of the week is presented by our premier sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, and our special community sponsor, Hoffman Ford, a staple here in the Central Dauphin community. And welcome to those of you watching tonight on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. A beautiful night here at Landis Field at Ebersol Stadium, and Todd Mealy.
Yeah.
Sorry for the mistake in the introduction here. One thing we mentioned in the pregame, now that we have our PCN audience, we're going to tell everybody Jameer Jones is out for Chambersburg for sure tonight.
That's right. Yeah, we saw him in street clothes, and we double checked that before we came up here to the booth.
Not exactly a boom on the kickoff, but a boom on the tackle. Unbelievable! What a great hit by Ian Amagacher, as Chambersburg will get underway at the 32-yard line and a first down for the Trojans.
No, Travis, that's a really good start, exciting start for Central Dauphin East. I was interested to see them on defense first. I think your viewers, we need to watch out for number 55, Vincent Carroll Jackson. He's been a force for CD East on the defensive side, and right now I see they're going to come out with a three-man front. They've typically run a four-man front all season, so they've changed up their defense for this, and they have Carroll Jackson on the end here.
Riley Harmon sets up in the pistol for Chambersburg, and a first down. 3 seconds into the ball game, he'll look in. Got a 4-wide set to start, and we have a flag right off the bat.
Travis, another thing we talked about before this game was how young both teams are. There's a senior class on CD East of just 13 seniors, just 20 for Chambersburg, so they both start and play a lot of sophomores. CD East plays a lot of freshmen as well. And before they even snap the ball here, we get a 5-yard penalty.
So false start moves it back to 1st and 15. With one setback to Riley Harmon's left. 3-by-1 set. Harmon with the give up the middle, and not much happening there. Maybe get up to the 20-yard line. That is Dare Senft, who had 12 rushes for 26 yards last week and also a reception for 23 yards. And with Jones out, he's going to be their number one tailback tonight.
Well, you see Chambersburg going no huddle here, getting calls signaled in, but they try to open up here with a trap. Again, not as many people in the box there, just 5 in the box. They try to run trap, but it was a nice job by East defensive line there.
Harmon, quick setup and incomplete. Looking that time for Andy Jean. He had a touchdown catch last week against Altoona. Pass is incomplete, and that brings up 3rd and long.
3rd and long, it takes a quarterback some time to let the wide receivers get down to the sticks. So I'd be curious to see if East brings pressure here or if they just maintain the 3-man rush.
Jatavius Kelly here to the near side. Andy Jean lined up in the slot to the left side with 2 receivers on the far side. Harmon looks, gives his receivers some time, almost runs out of time, and gets walloped in the backfield by Kasim Brown on the tackle. So 1 sack already for CD East.
Yeah, and Carroll Jackson was the first one there that made the quarterback tuck the ball and run a little bit so his teammates can get there. He's going to be a tough one to block with only a tackle. They didn't go with a tight end at all that set, so they might consider later on in the game putting a tight end there to help block him.
Brandon Faust is deep for CD East, awaiting the punt at his own 39-yard line. Hummelsign with the boot, and a nice one. And it takes a CD East bounce and then decides to bounce another way, and it'll roll to a stop at the 40-yard line, 32 yards on the punt, no return, and CD East comes out for their first possession.
Travis, we're going to look to see who CD lines up here, taking the snaps. They've run 2 quarterbacks all season. Terrence Jackson Copney is one, but Damaj Jallo looks like he's getting a start tonight. Jallo's a sophomore, 5'11", 170.
And it is Jallo to get the start. with Jared Porter lined up next to him. And he wants to throw to start off, and a pass complete on the far side. And making the catch is Terrence Jackson Kopne.
Yeah, quarterback to quarterback really there. Both offenses are very similar. They run a lot of 3-by-1 formations, 2-by-2. They run two backs with no tight end, two receivers split one way, one to the other. So it's going to be very interesting to see which one of these teams has a bigger success driving the ball, sustaining drives. CD East hasn't scored much this year, Travis.
They were shut out by Harrisburg last week. This is a give on the side to Porter. Running down the right side, and he's got enough for a first down.
Yeah, I think Coach Dean saw something that first play. Chambersburg came out with a 3-man front as well. They usually run a 4-man front. They showed that in pregame. And they slid their linebackers to the strength, which means there was really no edge up top there, so they just ran stretch to the boundary and picked up a first down.
8 yards on the gain for Porter. He lines up again next to Jallo.
You see, if you look up top, there's not an outside linebacker there up top. They tried to come back.
Fumble on the play, and CD East gets it back. So Jallo got back on top of it, but they lose 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 14.
Yeah, it looked like they were coming back to a very similar play there.
Both teams coming in 2-5, and both are riding 4-game losing streaks, looking for their first win in the Mid-Penn Commonwealth here tonight. Altoona defeated Chambersburg last week on a last-second touchdown, 28-23. Jallo back to throw again, looking outside. Bumped out of bounds is Jackson Kopne. Get it up to the 40. That's 7 on the gain.
And they're going to keep doing that. Now it's 3rd and long here, Travis. They could come back with the same thing. If they're not putting any undercover help up there, you do have the hitch. Sooner or later, you're going to get a double move, hitch and go. And again, that's one-on-one up top.
Jallo looks right first and now throws right to the motion man. That's Steven Zerby.
And that's what they did. They motioned over there. It just took the quarterback a little bit too long to throw it. And plus, they threw into the boundary. They threw an out route into the boundary, which means that the receiver didn't have much field to work with. So only picked up a few yards.
Decision time. It's 4th and 4 from the Trojan 37. Just underway here, first quarter.
I like this move. There's nothing to lose here. This part of the season, but also where the ball is on the field. Most teams start with the ball around the 35-yard line anyway. They moved early.
So flag will move them back 5 yards.
Now you have a real decision. So you go 4th and 9 here, punt it, tried to pin them deep. It looks like that's what they're going to do.
So 4th down now. One of the Bloss brothers, Nicholas, the older one, a junior, number 18, he'll be out to punt. Andy Jean back deep to receive at his own, he's backing up to his own 5-yard line now.
He's got his heels on the 3. And usually you see, Travis, you see a coach try to stand as close to him as possible just to coach him up. Stand usually at the 10-yard line. Motion to a fair catch if it goes over your head, hoping it goes into the end zone. It was interesting to see him stand at the 3-yard line. Not a long punt, high punt, so the coverage got down there, but it's still CDs hasn't pinned inside the 20.
23 yards on the punt, no return, so we get out to the 19-yard line. Both teams with a possession, both teams punted away.
Okay,
do we have a penalty here?
Yeah, there's something going on in the field here.
If it's running into the kicker, it's only a 5-yard, which it is, and they're going to repeat 4th down.
Okay, so we have 4th and 4. It was 4th and 4 2 snaps ago, and they false started.
They went 3-by-1, 3 and 3 to the field here, 1 to the boundary, and they vacated the back to the field. Looks like they were going to swing to the back last time.
So we're back right where we started from. You take the 2 penalties out of here. Here we are again, 4th and 4.
Yeah.
Got to get to the 33 for a first down. And a timeout is called by CD East, and we'll take a timeout as well. 8:50 to go, first quarter. No score on High School Sports Live on Fox 43+.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
PCN's Game of the Week continues next week with live coverage of Muhlenberg versus Ephrata next Friday night. Watch it on cable on PCN or stream PCN Select. And High School Sports Live, we've got a double dip for you next week, Thursday night and Friday night. We've got Trinity Steel High Thursday and Hershey Lower Dauphin Friday. And then Week 10, Central York at York. Back here at Central Dauphin East, it's 4th and 4, and the connection is not made on 4th down, so a turnover on downs for the Panthers.
Travis, they came back to what they did well early on in that drive, which was just throw hitch up top, one-on-one, no undercover help. The timing was off. The quarterback, he either threw just too early or we didn't get out of our route fast enough. He tended to throw to Jackson Kopnick.
You were asking for a tight end for Chambersburg, and Shea McCosey, number 11, lines up at the left side tight end as they go with 2 men in the backfield.
Yeah, and with the 2 backs, CD East, they rotated down to what we call a 3-3 stack. They were in a 3-4 when they were 4 wide with 2 backs in the backfield. They got those 8 men in the box there. And they did a nice job stuffing the run. That is a run set for Chambersburg.
Sent for no gain. Alongside him in the backfield, number 9, Stanley Logius, lining up as a fullback. He's 2nd down after no gain.
They're staying with the same personnel set. Tight end in, fullback, tailback.
Harmon surveys the defense. Back to throw, looking left. Hardly gave him any time to get into the pattern, and a pass is incomplete, intended down there for Bryant Curtis. Curtis Bryant, and that is 3rd down now.
Amigatcher on the coverage there. It's good one-on-one coverage. Both these teams are very similar. I think their keys to winning are really the same. On the defensive side, they're looking to eliminate big plays and force the other team to drive the length of the field. Both teams really haven't proven they can do that this year. Both teams on offensive need to find a way to score. And I think they're both looking to try to dominate the special teams aspect of the game. 2 very similar teams here.
Harmon looks right, now runs right, gets out of pressure and incomplete. Was looking once again for Jatavius Kelly, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, Vincent Carroll Jackson again. With the pressure, he's a kid. Travis, he hasn't played football since he was in 7th grade. This is his 1st year back.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
and Coach Dean put together a highlight package for him after the first 4 games, and apparently he has seven offers. Playing 4 football games since the 7th grade. He's an amazing story.
6'5", 270. We'll keep an eye on him the rest of the night as the punt gets downed at the 31-yard line. 32 yards on the punt, no return. At 7:45 left to go as CD East gets the ball back for the 2nd time. Pink out night here at CD East. Also, it was Hall of Fame night and homecoming night as well. And Charlie Fortney will be along at halftime to talk with Athletic Director DeJuan Lee as part of our extended halftime show coming up here on High School Sports Live. 3-by-1 again for CD East, with a man helping out Jala in the backfield. And there's the give and a really nice play by Bryce Flannery to bring down Nehemiah Ewell.
Yeah. A slight adjustment by Chambersburg. So what they did to the single receiver was brought the corner up to press him. And so that really forces it makes the receiver's route more predictable if they're going to throw that way. They take away the short stuff, the hitch in the slant. Really, you're just forcing them to throw a fade there, which is a low percentage pass. Still stacking the box here. On the previous down here, defense spreads it out a little bit here.
And pass falls incomplete. Zerby, the intended receiver, and it'll be third down again. Both teams yet to convert on third down.
Yeah, Chambersburg had that defended.
Nice job by their defenders. They've got out there Braxton McCosey, number 5, Rayshawn Parker, 7, and Stanley Logius, 9. Also out here on the near side, Curtis Bryant, number 22. Third and long. 11 to go. They got to get to the 42-yard line, do the Panthers for a first down. Jala back to throw, looking left, now looks right, comes up in the pocket, gets to the 35, and he'll get up to the 39, 3 yards to go for a first down.
Yeah, he was looking to the single receiver again. He didn't get open. It was good coverage. He tucked away and run it. That's nice to see him do that. I think that's something he might look to do more. And it might be a reason why he got the nod tonight to start this game. He came in late last week against Harrisburg. He played the fourth quarter of that game. But he played a lot. He started early on in the season, so they've gone back and forth with these two quarterbacks.
So Nicholas Bloss back in for his second punt of the night. It's a wobbler away that bounces Chambersburg's way, and that'll be their best field position start of the evening at the 43-yard line. One quick tell you about Advanced Hoops. They have a big winter basketball program in store. Youth skill builders, shooting tune-up, middle school league for boys and girls, and a special high school boys in-house league. You can go to advancedhoops.com to find out more information. Chambersburg takes over at their own 41.
So this is their third possession here in the first quarter, and this is the third different formation that they've come out with. So right now they're the twins open set. They just ran a form of isolation there, just ISO right up the gut.
Bryce Flannery tries to make heads or tails out of that tough defensive line for CD East, and he got half a yard at 2nd and 9.
So Chambersburg, they clearly personnel those formations. They bring number 11 in, Shea Mockasey, to where they're going those two back formations. They took him out here and they're 4 wide.
3 again on the line for CD. Harmon. Back to throw. Quick throw, incomplete. And Amagacher with great coverage.
Yeah. Travis, both teams really working a single receiver there. Looking away from the trips formation. They think they have the one-on-one. CD East has had some luck with that. Chambersburg gave it a shot.
Halfway home through the first quarter here. Week 8 already here. 2022 high school football season here. Thanks for joining us. Also on the web, hsslivetv.com. 3rd and 9. And the give this time, that's Flannery. Breaks the tackle, gets to a second level, and Isaiah Hitchcock brings him down 3 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, it was an interesting call on 3rd and 9. Surprised him there with a run play.
So give him 5, but here comes the punt team again. And Tegan Hummelstein with his 3rd punt of the night. If it comes down to field goals later on, Hummelstein kicked 3 last week for Chambersburg against Altoona, 27, 27, and 41 yards. Just gets the punt away. And it bounces right into the arms of Isaiah Hitchcock, and he tries to make a gain out of it, and he gets up to the 24-yard line.
Yeah. Chambersburg's over there yelling to running into the kicker. Number 30, Mason Floyd. You know, maybe got away with something there. But that's an aspect of the game that CD East thinks they have an advantage of, which is the special teams. For a moment there, it looked like he was going to break one.
So from the 24, now we go double sidecars this time.
Yeah, this is a formation East has run a lot this season. It's the first time they're coming out in it tonight.
Jala, instead the give up the middle and some nice yardage for Jared Porter.
There's numbers there. That's a good call. They just ran zone. 2x2. You get those outside linebackers to walk because Chambersburg's playing cover 3. Let's see if we can throw it here.
Jala.
And I'm saying that because the running back just moved up. Yep, there's a pass.
Jala looks and gets out of trouble and spun down at about the 39. And actually, he's going to be a gain on the play. Gets about 4 yards.
So here's something I've noticed early on, Travis. If you watch the alignment of the running back, when he's behind the quarterback, it's been a run. When he's even with the quarterback, they've thrown it. Or at least drop back to throw it. So this is where he is right now. We'll see if he stays there. All right, so he moved up even to the quarterback.
Moves up here, 2x2 again.
Yeah, there's a pass.
Throws, fakes, looks, and connects. T.T. Neal, his first catch, a junior. So about to the 43, give him 4 yards on the catch. And 3rd and short. Running back behind
the quarterback. Let's see if they run the zone here. Yep, there's zone.
They decide to
go.
Fumble! And Chambersburg's on top of it. Bryce Fulmer with the recovery.
Bryce Fulmer, the Fulmer family from Chambersburg.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got a couple of those on the roster here.
That's right. I'm fond of the family. You know, I'm a 1990s Mid-Penn guy, and I played my ball Bishop McDevitt, and we played against the Fulmers.
So just under 3 minutes to go, and Chambersburg slowly getting better field position. This drive will start on the 50-yard line. They have no first downs. They've gone 3 and out all 3 times they've had the ball.
So Chambersburg, again, personnelling, 4th possession, 4th different formation they've lined up in to start a drive. Right here, this is just pro. Day 1 formation, tight end number 11 is in. They brought a fullback in, too. They ran power here to the tight side.
Senft. He had 1 tackle to beat, and he was getting to the next level. Give him 5 on the play for a 2nd down. Again, their normal starting running back, Jameer Jones, out tonight, not playing. So it is Dare Senft, who gets the call tonight, and it's 2nd and 5.
They kept the same personnel in. They brought the tight end to the other side. Just right now, pro left. Let's see if they run. Back came here to the weak side.
So Stanley Lozius comes here to our near side. And he's going to block for Senft. Senft to the outside, and met on a nice tackle there by Kasim Brown.
Yeah. Looked like a power chip play here to the weak side of the formation.
So now it's 3rd and, they were a little generous there, 1.5 yards. Well, he was marked back, knocked back a little bit on that last tackle. So 1.5 yards to go here on 3rd down.
Travis, I like what they're doing here. Not only have they gone with a tight end fullback / H-back, but they're also running away from Carroll Jackson. They're 3rd straight play running away from Carroll Jackson, got the 1st down. It's a nice hard run.
Beautiful run by Senft up to the 37. I thought that would be a prime opportunity then for the one-on-one matchup up top with Curtis Bryant. Looking at coverage on the opposite side with Jared Porter. He was laying back a good 5 yards. That could have been an easy toss to the outside in the 1st down, but they decide to go counter, and and get the first down there. That's the first down for Chambersburg tonight. Mark it at the 37.
Same personnel group is in.
Drive started at the 50. Fourth play. They go to the outside and gets to about the 30-yard line is Jatavius Kelly.
Nice little wrinkle they have to this set that they have going here. Nice little slip screen pass there to the split end. And he's a good-looking wideout.
Jatavius Kelly, a 6'4" sophomore.
Yeah, he's. I tell you what, he's more than just a football player. He's a state champion triple jumper. He won the triple jump last year as a freshman, 3A state title. Triple jumped 48-1. And I believe he made some waves nationally as well in both the triple jump and long jump. He's going to be a player for Chambersburg for the next 2.5 years.
Congratulations, young man. No easy feat. There's the pass to the outside, and a great tackle there is Jared Porter. They tried to test Porter that time and just didn't work as Andy Jean made the catch, and it's going to be looks like maybe about a yard, maybe not even that. Yeah, they lost 2.
You know, they're in 2-down territory here, and they have some time to think about it. First quarter is about to expire here.
Yeah, we're going to take a break as well as quarter number 1 is over. No score here between Chambersburg and Central Dauphin East. This is High School Sports Live on Fox 43 Plus and the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
If it's used car peace of mind you're looking for, Hoffman has it. Hoffman Ford brings you a wide selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, carefully chosen and inspected for dependable driving pleasure. For the ultimate peace of mind, shop the Hoffman collection of Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles. If you're looking for a used vehicle, you can feel good about your loved one's driving.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
No score here on High School Sports Live as CD East and Chambersburg battle it out in a Mid-Penn Commonwealth matchup. Both teams looking for their first conference victory in 2022, and both teams looking to break 4-game losing streaks. It is 3rd and 6 from the CD East 33. Chambersburg dressed in their all white with blue numbers. Central Dauphin East, the black uniforms, black socks, white pants, some in pink tonight for the pink out. And the give is to Senf on an RPO, and a great tackle by Thad Krebs, their leading tackler.
Yeah, that makes this really interesting what to do now. We saw CD East at a similar spot in the first quarter, and they punted when they had 4th and 9 right here at the field. Looks like Chambersburg may go for this.
Hummelstein, their kicker, has 40-yard range, but I don't think he has 50-yard range, so they're going to go for it here. 4th and 9 at the 36. Wouldn't be surprised if Rajon Parker, number 7 here on the near side, gets a target. Riley Harmon.
Looks like they're going to bring pressure here. Here's the pressure.
Here comes the pressure.
From the edge.
Harmon cannot
short.
Get the first down to the 30. He got 6, but he needed 9. And another turnover on downs.
You know, I like that defensive call. 4th down, 4th and 9. You know, again, it takes some time for the wide receivers to get to the sticks. You bring pressure off the edge there, especially, you know, people with speed. And the quarterback really doesn't have much choice but to tuck it away and try to run for it. You know, we didn't anticipate much scoring in this game. So far, we're at 0-0.
It's a lot of feeling out there in that first quarter, just seeing, especially with all the different formations we've seen from both sides here, just trying to figure out what works best.
And the 2 different defensive looks. Both teams have changed up their defensive fronts.
Damaj Jallo fakes once, twice, and throws it into the Chambersburg bench incomplete. The 2nd down.
Last drive, CD East turned it over, but they moved the ball, sitting in 2x2, which we call doubles, running inside the zone. Let's see if they come back to that second and long.
Jallo 4 for 6 on passing so far tonight. Second down and 10 from the 30. Three near side receivers, Jackson Copenay, number 9, and Brandon Faust, number 5. And instead gives up the middle. Not much happening in the pile there. Maybe a hard yard. Nehemiah Ewell on the carry. So 3rd and 8.5.
And they brought in Xavier Armstrong, who's done a lot for them on the defensive side this season, splitting time here at the running back position. You know, Jamie Thomas, former Bishop McDevitt alum, is their offensive coordinator.
Jallo pressured, back to throw, and incomplete. He was looking for Isaiah Hitchcock.
Yeah, they ran curl outs on both sides, and I tell you what, he threw it right through the window there. They just didn't execute it, but it was certainly there.
So still no third down conversions rather for CD East, and they will punt it away as Andy Jean, awaits the punt at his own 30-yard line.
You know, Travis, since it's on my mind, I mentioned, Central Dauphin East offensive coordinator, Jamie Thomas, graduated from Bishop McDevitt. They, in fact, have 6 Bishop McDevitt alum on the staff, along with Coach Dean. But Connor Marsico is his defensive coordinator. Eric McGovern, Brian Lamel, Jamil Poteet, Brian Sanks, all Bishop McDevitt guys on this coaching staff.
Trying to put it all together here for the Panthers here.
And the athletic director spent time at Bishop McDevitt as a basketball coach.
32 yards on the punt. So ball back in Chambersburg's hands at the 10-13 mark here on the 36. Harmon with helpers to both sides now. And Senft gets the give right into the middle of the pile.
Yeah, CD East is really trying to stack the box. You even see them walk their safety up. The 2 backs in the backfield, that allows them to go man-to-man, walk the safety up to about 6 yards. As long as he's eye disciplined, they could play it. They can play the run and pass well. They've been doing that so far. I think sooner or later we might get some kind of play-action pass, though, and take a shot deep if they're going to walk the free safety up that tight.
Center is Chase Stenger, a 5'9", 230 junior, excuse me.
Okay, so Chambersburg takes the tight end out this formation, this play.
Put the tight end actually to the left side of the quarterback and give to Senft, right side, excuse me. Senft has his left. And he gets 2 yards as they run that direction. So 3rd and long again. If you see a plume of smoke come over, it is because they have a charbroiled grill to the left side down by where the players come in. And shout out to Steve on the grill who got me my dinner earlier tonight. Thank you, bud.
So two back formation, but no tight end in here. We got 3rd and 7.
And a good head fake as
There's
they try and go
the
long,
There's
and
a big
it's
play.
caught. Rajon Parker gets through the tackle and scores. Touchdown.
Yeah, there's your big play we talked about, both in the pregame and then in the first quarter. A 61-yard touchdown pass there on 3rd and long.
I was calling for him to get the ball last drive, but they picked the perfect time here on 3rd and long to get it.
Well, there was a lot of good execution there. Even the back, there was supposed to be a play-action pass there, which we just talked about. But sensing the pass rush from the weak side, the running back went instead to block that backside pressure. And they caught CD East. They played a form of cover 2, and the high safety did not get over fast enough, the fade down the sideline. Just a step too slow.
3 plays, 64 yards, a minute 40. Hummelstein ready to add on the extra point. Got it. 7-0. Chambersburg gets on the board first here on High School Sports Live on Fox 43 Plus and the Pennsylvania Cable Network. We're back with more after this.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
64-yard drive, 61-yard pass for the touchdown. Chambersburg out in front, 7-0. CD East did something unusual pregame. They weren't out on this field warming up.
Yeah, Travis, I got here early, spent a lot of time on the field. Waited the whole time for CD East to come out here, and they never came out. They missed the stretch. They missed the special teams period. And I started walking around. I actually pulled a couple Chambersburg coaches to the side and said, hey, I just have a personal question for you. Are you surprised you're not seeing East out here warming up? And they said, we have no idea where they are. Confident they would show.
Sure.
But right before I came up here to the booth, I asked Coach Dean's assistant coach, Jamil Poteet, where were you guys? And there's a practice field behind the stadium here. I didn't try to probe, so I didn't ask why they stayed out there. So we can just try to assume, they were trying to hide something, perhaps.
Who knows?
Who knows? They did come out in a new defensive look.
We are at Central Dauphin Middle School, the high school, the Central Dauphin East. You have to go about a mile away to the south of the stadium here to get to the high school. Jala back to throw, nice catch in traffic to the 30. Harris with the catch, 8 yards on the gain.
You see the potential with Jalo. I mean, he's the curl he threw in their last set, that one there was right in the chest. There's really potential there.
2nd and 2. Now they look to the side here.
And I see why Coach made the decision to start him tonight.
Get the play call.
So Chambersburg has bumped their front.
Jala looking, and he's going to get the first down.
So here's what Chambersburg did there. The last 2 plays, they gave CD East a 4-man front look, but they stood their weak side end. Sometimes he's called a rush end. But on that particular play, they dropped him. And that's why Jalo had that space to run off that edge. If he stayed on the sideline and rushed the passer, he wouldn't have broke the pocket there.
3 yards on the gain, and it'll be first down from the 33. Jackson Kopne comes to the near side with single coverage. Rajon Parker covering him, and instead they go to the opposite side and incomplete.
Yeah, they tried a Joe Big screen there to the boundary. He dropped it.
So 2nd and 10. They didn't even look to the single receiver to this side. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the Jack Giambavo halftime report, the Capital Blue Cross and AT&T halftime numbers, and the Capital Region Insurance Agency first half highlights. All coming up for you at halftime here on High School Sports Live on Fox 43 Plus and PCN. Don't forget, state championships for football this year have moved to Cumberland Valley High School. 33-yard line, first down, Jalo looked to throw over the middle, incomplete. They were looking again for Brajon Harris, but 3 defenders in front there, and it gets tipped away.
Yeah, 11, Shema Cozy almost intercepted that. Seems like they dropped 8.
So CD East will be looking for their first 3rd down conversion of the night. They have 3 first downs, but none of which are on 3rd down. They are 0 for 4. And now 3 come to the near side here, and Steven Zerby goes to the far side.
Yeah, now Chambersburg is in that look defensively of how they started.
Jala.
Screen, running back screen.
Middle screen, and a nice tackle on the far side. It looks like Shea Makosi got his arm over on Xavier Armstrong at the 40. And it's 4th down.
Well, looks like they're going for it. Ball on their side of the field. Sometimes teams like to quick kick it here.
Cadence, perhaps.
Yeah, cadence.
Now they look over to this side. 12 seconds on the play clock. They do have a 1 play clock on the end zone to the left as we see it, and it looks like they're just going to let it tick down, and timeout CD East. We will take a timeout as well. 6:50 left to go. Opening half. Chambersburg up on CD East 7-0 on High School Sports Live at Fox 43 Plus and PCN.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
So the punt team comes back out for CD East as Nicholas Bloss is back out to try and punt again. They had looked like they were going to try and go for 4th down with it being 4th and 3, but they hadn't tried a 4th down at all tonight yet, and that's going to be the same way in their own territory.
Yeah, I don't mind the move. Try to draw them off sides. Young, undisciplined team, you get them to jump.
Loss, and a fair catch called for at the 29-yard line, a 31-yard punt, and no return. Rayshawn Parker with the fair catch. If you're enjoying this game, you can get more Pennsylvania high school sports action with PCN's coverage of the PIAA State Championship. Stream championship games on demand now with PCN Select, and check them out at PCNTV.com. Don't forget High School Sports Live, the rest of our schedule, plus basketball and wrestling coming soon, HSSLiveTV.com. From the 29, Chambersburg gets their left guard in and gets underway with this drive. Flag.
Yeah, Chambersburg had all kind of trouble there. They ran a player on late, and then they jumped.
So 2 penalties aside now, both only 5 yards. So 1st and 15 from the 24.
And Chambersburg had the most success with their 2-back formations. They start this set of downs here, 3 by 1, 1 back.
Harmon looking, trying to get out of the grasp and cannot. And I believe that is the gentleman we've been highlighting all night, Vincent Carroll Jackson.
Yeah. So word is that Carroll Jackson's picked up around 7 offers. Schools like Ohio and Kent State, UConn, Buffalo, Delaware State, I believe. He comes from a big family. I believe there's him, and he has 8 siblings, and he's somewhere in the middle, but toward the bottom.
But he's making a name for himself.
Yeah.
2nd and 18, they decide to run Senft, and he runs into a brick wall at about the 22-yard line. And the ball will be spotted at about the 23, so only 2 yards on the run. Put it up, coach, or do you call a draw play here? 3rd and 16.
Well, they have shown that they can screen it. You know, I do like jailbreak screen, something like this, or just try to get some yards back to make it easier for the punter.
Harmon.
There's your screen.
There's the screen to send.
Down the sideline. Now that's roughing. Looks like they may. The running back was beyond the line of scrimmage, with linemen downfield blocking, so that's an illegal play. So that's tough to do. You get high school kids to be as disciplined enough to stay behind the line of scrimmage, and those officials will call that. Even if they're a foot on the other side of the line of scrimmage, they're going to throw the flag, and that's what they called.
Good eye, coach, with an eligible downfield. Now with how much yardage they gained on the play, it's going to be best for CD East to accept the penalty and make it a 3rd and 21. So mark it back to the 18. Three receivers near side once again. Senf line up next to Harmon. And 21, Jatavius Kelly to the far side. Harmon looking, run out of the pocket already. First touch was made by Carroll Jackson, and then Terrence Jackson-Copenay with the cleanup work.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of trouble with Carroll Jackson. And again, they had more production, better luck running, you know, those formations with two backs or a tight end in.
Believe it or not, they actually gained a yard on that play, so it ends up being 4th down and 20 from the 19. Hummelstein with the punt. And it's going to not take a bounce. So from the 37, Jackson-Copenay takes the return up to the 44-yard line.
You know, as a coaching staff years ago, we used to document how many yards you lost when you didn't field a punt in the air. You know, and our numbers had us somewhere around 12 yards you always lost whenever you didn't field a football. But we also found that, you know, to find the guy that was confident to try to catch everyone down and catch everything, you know, so those punt returners are unique.
They're kind of like kickers in high school football. Hard to find, but once you have one, you keep them around.
You know, confidence, playmaking ability. You know, one of the things that I think at this point is easy for us clearly to pick up here in the box, I wonder if Chambersburg has seen it, is really just take a look at where the running back aligns, and that's indicating whether or not CD East is going to run it or they're going to throw it. That hasn't changed yet here in the first half.
5 yards for Ewell on the gain. 2nd and 5 coming up here for CD East as we tick under 4 minutes to go in a fast-moving first half. And AT&T halftime stats, Capital Blue Cross halftime stats, Capital Region Insurance Agency first half highlights, all part of the Jack Giambalvo halftime report. Coming up here at halftime.
And there's it again.
Give again, up the middle, move the pile into Trojan territory, up to the 48-yard line goes Nehemiah Ewell, and he picks up 3, so 3rd and short once again.
So usually as a coaching staff, if we would see something like that, we try to, you know, we talk about it as a staff, but then at halftime we'll discuss how we need to communicate that with the players. So like, let's say Chambersburg figures that tendency out now, they may have trouble trying to indicate to their defenders, you know, whether it's going to be a run or pass here. So they need to figure out that kind of communication at halftime and see if they defend the run better. So there he lined parallel with the quarterback. They ran a counter play.
And got enough for the first down, up to about the 45. So keep the drive alive with 2:50 to go.
Now they've run the ball 3 straight plays and the clock is moving. They only have 1 timeout left.
Jala. Now he'll look to the side here. $15 on the play clock, so they still have plenty of time to get the call in.
Looking down here, one-on-one coverage.
Jala looking incomplete. Intended receiver was Jackson-Copenay. So stops the clock and 2:16 to go here.
That's the second time they've looked to the single receiver and underthrown it. So I'm curious if, you know, they're anticipating him running a comeback and you want to throw that a little deeper, around 12 yards. But it looks like he's throwing a hitch ball there. Now the weak side safety, they bumped and they placed him Fulmer on the hash mark here to help with the single receiver.
Jala
but his eyes
again.
go on number 3 strong, and he drops in the middle of the field. So it turned into cover 3.
And he gets a pass away. It's incomplete. He did have a lot of pressure from Sarek Vesa, a 6'3", 230 senior defensive end. Almost got in there for the sack. It's incomplete in 3rd and 10.
I do like what Chambersburg is doing. So they're disguising the coverage. You have a sophomore quarterback here. Hasn't started in a couple weeks. You know, throwing these different formations at him. That's a smart move defensively.
Also, Alonzo Torres, 54 on the line there, and Avery Coons, a 6'1", 285 senior, part of your 3-man line for Chambersburg. Jala back to throw, and the pass is caught by Hitchcock. Turns upfield. Does he have enough for a first down?
He's
no.
a little short, Travis. So first time East comes out in an empty formation, and it looked like Chambersburg went straight man, cover 0, no help behind anyone. You know, there's only 2 minutes to go in the half, which might be why they're doing it. They're picking up the pace a little bit, but we might see more of this in the second half.
Jala intercepted. Threw it right to him. Bryce Fulmer brings it back to the 47-yard line of CD East. What an interception. So an 18-yard return. He intercepted it at the 35. So CD East was looking for it. And here's the replay, just a 3-step drop, and he just got the hands up fast enough in time and got the interception.
Well, from our vantage point, he's doing a lot of talking out there. He seems like he's our defensive leader right now.
So from the 47, Chambersburg looking to add another touchdown. Their one touchdown was 61 yards earlier tonight. And it's going to be out here to Rajon Parker, who runs into his own man and
stays in bounds.
Clock continues to roll here, only a gain of a yard.
They didn't call a timeout. It doesn't seem like they have much pep in their step here.
They do have all 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, they didn't use it. The clock's moving in on 1:30 to go in the half. But again, doesn't seem like they have a sense of urgency.
Maybe they're just saving it all for one big play again. Harmon back to throw.
That is the play they scored on, just to the opposite side of the field.
Flushed out and incomplete. Throws it to the guy holding the chain. It's going to be 3rd and 9. So substitutions is Shea McCosey. He was in at fullback. He comes out. They go with Curtis Bryant, 5'11", 150 senior. Senf will also line up in the backfield. Parker in there, as well as Andy Jean as part of the receiving corps. Third and 9. Harmon looks left, looks right, pumps again, running out of time. Throws it across the field, and it's intercepted.
Yeah, you're running one way, you throw across your body. That gets intercepted most of the time.
And an early Christmas present for Kasim Brown with the perfect interception there. So one interception aside now for both sides, and with 64 seconds and 1 timeout left to go, CD East has it back.
Yeah. You know, if you can just have a mulligan there and, you know, throw it out of bounds, take a sack, punt it away. You know, you give them half a football field to go with a minute left.
It's like you want to try and do something for your team, but you just fall into the trap of you do a little too much, and you end up with the turnover. Jala looks, steps up, incomplete, was looking for Faust. Flag on the play?
They had a receiver on our side here. They had a receiver wide open here. The quarterback missed him.
All right, I thought I heard flag. That's incorrect, but the Chambersburg secondary talking amongst themselves saying, hey, you just make sure you get your coverages correct, because if they look that way next time, they could throw it that way. So from the 47 again, with a minute to go.
So Chambersburg drops 2 back deep now. Last play, they only had one high safety.
Bryce Fulmar also drops back as a safety. Jola back to throw. Now steps up as shovel pass. And it goes to Jared Porter, and he only gets to the 50. So 3rd down and 7 at the 50. So the play clock at 27. There's a 10-second difference. Jala now looks to the right here.
The clock is moving. They're checking the play at the line of scrimmage again. They're losing a lot of time.
Might be going for just the home run here as we're down to 5 on the play clock. Jala.
And Chambersburg's in cover 3.
And wants to throw it deep and incomplete, and great coverage by Rajon Parker against Steven Zerbe.
And after all that, that just leaves them with 7 seconds to go. Now it's 4th down. Looks like they're going to punt it.
Yep, back out is Nicholas Bloss, who's had a very busy first half here. So they'll set up for a return on the Chambersburg side. Andy Jean to receive. Now, don't forget, you can't end the first half on a defensive penalty, so if they try to rush, which it doesn't look like they're going to do, so Bloss, and they're just going to let it go till the end of the half. We have reached halftime here at Landis Field at Speed Ebersol Stadium. Chambersburg, one big play, and that's the difference so far. 7-0. Chambersburg leads Central Dauphin East. Our halftime show, Jack Giambalvo halftime report, Capital Blue Cross and AT&T halftime spats, and the Capital Region Insurance Agency first half highlights. All on the way here with Todd Mealy. I'm Travis Sparks. Charlie Fortney joins us here at halftime in just a moment on High School Sports Live on Fox 43 and PCN TV.
The Jet Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambalvo Mazda. The Giambalvo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
With the executive director of High School Sports Live, Charlie Fortney. And Charlie, end of football season just around the corner here. After our Week 9 doubleheader, then we've got Week 10, Central York and York, part of an outstanding schedule that we managed to somehow predict at the beginning of the year.
Well, it takes a lot of research, calling coaches on the phone, kind of studying 4 or 5 months before the season, who has which coming back. You also think about the rivalries, games that are always good games. There's just so many factors. But I'd say the local high school coaches having a lot of dialogues with those guys and getting their feedback, leaning on those guys, who's going to be good, what matchups are going to be good. And then we roll the dice and usually come up with a good schedule. And there's usually a few overtime, like East Penn Northern was in overtime last week. Everybody was like, hey, how'd you predict that one? Well, I really didn't. I had talked to a lot of coaches that know football. But the end of the season, Central York, we're going to end with a cherry on top with that one. That may decide some things. And those are two 6A teams that have a chance to be in the 6A final game potentially, depending on how things go.
Fingers crossed the weather won't be a factor like it was last year. But that's not the end of our football schedule. We do have some plans for playoff games this year as well.
Yeah, the 6A boys playoffs is already on the books. So we're going to be putting District 3 championship from Cumberland Valley High School this year for the first time live on television this year.
Not only with football, but we've also been planning with basketball and wrestling. Not just boys basketball, but girls basketball and wrestling also. And that planning has started already.
Yeah, talking to coaches. We're in the process of looking at rivalries, looking at maybe some shootouts. And like Trinity Steel High is always a good one. CD East is a good one. Cumberland Valley is going to be very good this year. Lower Dauphin Hershey's always a good one. Just on down the line, you take a look at the schedule every year, but you really got to look at who should be on television this year. And every year that changes. Milton Hershey's done, Mark Zerby's done a great job over there. So there's just so many different factors in putting a high school sports live basketball schedule together. And wrestling is the best. South Central Pennsylvania produces the best wrestling in the country, we believe. So as long as you put matches from the Commonwealth and local, like Bermudian, Big Springs, those are all great teams. So we're going to find some really good matchups in high school wrestling this year as well.
Basketball, we'll manage to get in some boy-girl doubleheaders as well. Keep tuned to hsslivetv.com for all the details of the upcoming schedule. For Charlie Fortney, I'm Travis Sparks. More high school sports live in just a moment.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
We are at halftime here at CD East. 7-0, the Trojans continue to lead. It is an extended halftime because of homecoming tonight as the Panthers and the Trojans here are at halftime. They're introducing the homecoming court with all the cars coming through around the turf. We're in the process of getting our stuff ready for the halftime show here. We've got the Capital Region Insurance Agency first half highlights on the way. Capital Blue Cross and AT&T halftime stats, all part of here the Jack Giambavo halftime report. We're going to take a quick break, come back, and we'll have numbers for you and the first half highlights here from CD East on Fox 43 Plus and the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
I'm with Dr. Calista Morris from OSS Health. She's an orthopedic sports medicine surgeon. Today we're going to talk about shoulder injuries. What sport really kind of wins this, if you will, the injury battle?
Yeah, Absolutely, hands down, as some people may guess, football wins that battle, but very close by are wrestling and baseball. Okay. When it comes to baseball, pitching is absolutely the number one, more so than field players or catching. So pitchers are the biggest risk. Football is kind of a conglomerate. Yes, we see them in the quarterbacks, but those are more contact positions. Right. So wide receivers, running backs, they get hit a little bit harder.
I'm mentoring a young man. He's in my car the other day, and my shoulder hurts. I said, hey, what's going on, buddy? He said, I landed on my shoulder in practice. Do you tell them to go right back out there, or should they come in and get an x-ray, maybe like OSS Health, or should they, how do they know whether to be careful or just to keep going at it?
If obviously there's deformity or anything like that to the shoulder just doesn't look right, come in right away, we'll get an x-ray. But if it just seems like a mild ache, give it a day or two, take some ibuprofen. Tylenol if you can tolerate it, and then if it's still not better within 72 hours, then definitely come in and get it checked out.
Talk about preventative measures for shoulder injuries.
Absolutely. So the number one thing for us is actually the shoulder blade. So if we can really strengthen the back and the shoulder blade, that helps the shoulder move better as a unit, puts you at less risk of injury. And then also stretching. So you want the motion on your dominant side to equal the motion of your non-dominant side.
Cincinnati Reds, Bucknell wrestling team. I mean, you've been around a lot of different sports. It's got to be a dream come true. A little girl or a little guy, high school kid, junior high comes in. You can talk to them about sports. You can relate to them. You've been there. Does that give you an advantage making that connection?
Absolutely. So being a former athlete and being around as high level as Major League Baseball, we understand the importance of getting back to their sport and their passion and what they want to do and doing it safely, but also timing for that. So. Gotcha. We kind of base, are you going into senior season? Are you trying to make this tournament or that tournament? How can we work your injury to get you back to your goal?
What would be like a return to play checklist on how you could judge whether or not that shoulder is ready to go?
Yeah. So if it's any type of shoulder injury that requires rehab, it's at least 6 weeks of rehab. So you're out for 6 weeks if you're not taking care of yourself. If it gets to a surgical aspect, now we're looking at 6 months. So it's a pretty big deal if we have to go in for surgery. So if you can take a break and let it rest, that's great. It may save you months on a recovery turn, but we go on a stepwise progression. We work on motion first, then we work on strength, and then we get back into sport-specific activities.
If you want more information, go to osshealth.com.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
Homecoming halftime here at Central Dauphin East as the Panthers trail the Chambersburg Trojans 7-0. Back here in the booth with Todd Mealy, I'm Travis Sparks. This is the Jack Giambalvo halftime show. We're going to give you the first half highlights, first of all, from the Capital Region Insurance Agency, and then we've got statistics from Capital Blue Cross and AT&T. In the first half, we kind of knew it would be a little low scoring as we look at the highlights here, and it's just been one different formation after another. But here's the big play as the touchdown pass from Harmon to Rajon Parker was 61 yards out, made it 7-0. Good run, but a fumble, one of 2 turnovers in the first half for Central Dauphin East. That was Jared Porter, and Fulmar with the recovery, and a great interception there by Fulmar off the pass from Jala. And they traded interceptions there late in the first half. Here's Harmon back to throw again. He had all sorts of time, had the pump, was looking, directing traffic, but then floated one, and it was intercepted by Kasim Brown. That was with the interceptions that were traded in the first half. So 2 turnovers for Central Dauphin East and 1 turnover for Chambersburg. Our first half highlights presented by Capital Region Insurance Agency. Let's give you the numbers here. We thought it would be an even first half. How about this? 93 total yards Chambersburg, 91 total yards for CD East.
Yeah, that's amazing. Again, both are young teams. CD East lost 27 seniors from last year's team, which had a lot of success. Both play a lot of sophomores. CD East plays a lot of freshmen as well on both sides of the ball. And they've struggled all year. I think both teams are still trying to find themselves, their identity, particularly on the offensive side. Both teams up to this point has relied on big plays. But tonight, we saw both Chambersburg and CD East try to come out and develop drives with a run game, a short pass game. Neither team has really taken many shots down the field. One of those shots, though, that Chambersburg took, they capitalized on, turned it into 6 points.
66-yard passing total, 61 on the one play for Chambersburg, 27 yards rushing for the 93 for CD East, 49 passing, 42 rushing for the 91 total. Got another interview coming up here. Charlie Fortney standing by with DeJuan Lee, the athletic director here at CD East. We'll have him coming up in just a moment. Let's throw it to break here on High School Sports Live on Fox 43 Plus and the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jet Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Lock it up at Hoffman Ford. Only Hoffman Ford offers 2 years maintenance included with any new 2023 Ford car, truck, or SUV order. Plus, lock in Ford's lowest APR rate today. Get 2 years maintenance included exclusively at Hoffman Ford. Why would you order from anywhere else? Who has your best deal on a new Ford?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jet Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Lock it up at Hoffman Ford. Only Hoffman Ford offers 2 years maintenance included with any new 2023 Ford car, truck, or SUV order. Plus, lock in Ford's lowest APR rate today. Get 2 years maintenance included exclusively at Hoffman Ford. Why would you order from anywhere else? Who has your best deal on a new Ford?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
I'm Charlie Fortney with High School Sports Live, and I'm here with a special guest, Dauphin Lee, the new athletic director at Central Dauphin East. Dauphin, you've been in a myriad of roles over the year, but one thing you've always been is a community guy. You just have good relationships with the community. When I heard that you were the athletic director at CD East, I thought to myself, I'm sure a lot of people in the area did, that's a good fit. It's a good fit for the school district, good fit, hopefully a good fit for you. Talk about being the athletic director. You put on a great show here tonight. Homecoming went off like a hitch. Talk about the new role and how excited you are about that.
I'm really excited to be in this role. I taught, coached for a long time. Got out of coaching in 2018-19 because I wanted to have an opportunity to watch my son play, who's now playing up at East Stroudsburg. So it gave me an opportunity to do something else. Started teaching at CD East 2 years ago. Worked on my principalship, and then what happened was Greg Goldthorpe decided to retire, so it was an opportunity for me to stay around sports, so that's where I'm at right now.
And Greg did a great job here. Greg Goldthorpe was one of the best hosts you could ever have for any kind of high school sports live or any kind of events, and I'll tell you what, you're filling in good in his shoes. East ought to be proud of the administration and what they've done here. But Dwan, one thing I'm real excited about is I heard from someone else, and then I verified with it today, that you're actually, as a new athletic director, doing something that you're getting your hands dirty. You're helping create a little kids program for like 4th, 5th, and 6th grade travel, boys and girls. You're trying to get it off the ground. And you're jumping down to that level. Most athletic directors have a lot of other things to worry about. Right. Talk about the 4th and 5th and 6th grade travel basketball and what you're trying to do there, because I think the community needs to hear about this because it's so needed. Go ahead.
So, I've been in basketball my whole life. And when I took over the position back in July, just starting to survey what we needed with the programs, and I realized that we didn't have an elementary league feeder program, which I thought was incredible that we didn't have that, because, the success I had at Harrisburg is because we had a good elementary school program. So I knew right away that was something I wanted to do on the boys and girls side. So kind of dug in with that and, made some contacts, talked with Greg and some other people. So now, we're putting it together where kids that represent the CD East side of the district are going to play in the travel league, local travel league. And again, if we're going to have strong varsity programs, yes, we have to have strong programs at the elementary level. I mean, there's no secret to this. Programs that have been good all the time have those good youth programs. So
well, I know you didn't expect this today, but like when you told me about that, we at High School Sports Live like to support 1 or 2 or sometimes even 3 good causes. And I grew up in the Central Dauphin East School District. Don't get on me. I went to Steel High, folks, but my sisters all went to East, so we're born, bred, and living in Central Dauphin East. On behalf of High School Sports Live, we'd like to present you a check for $1,000.
Thank you.
And that is to help you get off the ground. I know it's going to be tough getting registration fees together for those kids.
Right.
And I just want to encourage anybody in the Central Dauphin community or anybody to maybe reach out. Dwan didn't ask me to do this, but I'm doing it on my own. Just maybe help get these younger programs off the ground because they're so needed. But thank you, Dwan, for your service.
Appreciate it.
And I'm
We've
behind
had a
you.
long-time friendship, so
Yes.
I'd love to continue that in this new role.
And High School Sports Live is behind you, and I know the community is, man, because the kids, not just at CD East, but all over, they need opportunity. So thank you for doing that. We got football coming back up in a few minutes with Travis Sparks and Todd Mealy. Those guys are on a bathroom break, must deserved, but when they come back, they're going to give you a good second half. It's 7-0, Chambersburg.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Back here at Central Dauphin East, the kickoff that just took place is going to be called back because of flags. Porter with a nice return to the far side, but I think it was illegal block in the back resulted in that nice return.
Coach Dean before this game thought that punt returning, kick returning is something they could excel in. They've had some good fortune returning kicks this year. They set up, a number of their scoring drives this season. This one, unfortunately, gets called back. A big return gets called back here, and they're going to be now pinned inside the 20-yard line.
Because Porter took it from the 8. The illegal block took place at the 27, so he'll get credited for 19 yards on the return, but then it's going to be the penalty. It ends up being a personal foul. So all the way back to it's actually going to be a half the distance penalty to the 14-yard line. So 14 yards on the penalty. And it's going to be a first down for CD East. Some quick numbers from the first half for CD East. Jala was 8 for 18, 49 yards, and an interception to 6 different receivers.
Okay, a new look formation here. They stacked their wide out, spread the defense as wide as they could, and they ran inside.
They give it to Nehemiah Ewell. That's up to the 18-yard line. That's now his 6th carry on the night for 16 yards. Jared Porter, the only one otherwise to have any runs, 2 for 19. Jala had 4 runs himself for 11 yards. The longest play that CD East had in the first half was 11 yards.
The same look here by East.
And again, the give to Ewell, and a nice tackle by Fulmer up to the 20.
Yeah, they were trying to run trap that time. The play before they ran zone, that time they pulled a guard to kick out the defensive end. Defensive end did a really good job. He spilled it, forced a back to go to the outside where the linebackers got to pursue there. Didn't pick up much at all.
So 3rd down and 4. In the first half, CD East was only 1 for 8 on third downs. Chambersburg only 2 for 8. And East is looking for its 5th first down. Only 2 first downs for Chambersburg in the first half, but 1 was the touchdown. From the 20. And they give again to Porter, but nothing doing. And another great play by Shea McCosey. We've called his name a number of times here in the ball game, and that's for a loss of a yard.
Yeah. Well, they didn't try anything special there except for lining up in that stacked doubles formation a few times, but they ran zone twice, trap one time, and here they are punting.
Yeah, 6 foot 225 bear hug that time on Porter, and resulting in a punt. And guy who's gotten a lot of work tonight, Nicholas Bloss. Quick punt again. That's a high one, and
I muffed it.
Muffed. And Central Dauphin East recovers.
You know, you hate to put it this way, but that's been CD East's best offensive play so far tonight. I mean, they're now sitting at midfield here. You know, last week against Harrisburg, East, you know, they went with Jackson Copney for 3 quarters, and they subbed in Jallo. So we'll see if they don't get anything going here on offense here in the third quarter, if they make a change at quarterback.
That's Jackson Copney, number 9 here on the near side. With the 3 receivers, 2 men in the backfield.
Yeah.
And a give again, this time Porter to the outside, gets out of a tackle. Sarek Vessa with the, Vessa was one who got his hand on him the first time.
They stay in the same formation. Now on first down, they ran like a counter play. They pulled a guard and brought the H back. And Chambersburg defensive end is doing a really good job spilling the pull and kick out block, which is the guard, and making the back bounce. You know, so that disrupts the play. And it allows the defense to pursue the ball carrier, which is why they don't turn into big plays.
Vessa, I think we've been calling his first name Sarek. I think that was the Cedric that somebody had talked to Charlie about over at halftime. So Cedric Vessa, number 54. Penalty coming up, and a false start on CD East. So send it back into CD East territory on the false start. All the penalties, most of the penalties have been of the 5-yard variety, except on the kickoff. That's their 3rd penalty of the evening for CD East for 15 yards. So back to the 47. And on the RPO again, Porter runs into a brick wall. Carter Flory, 77, a 6'2", 245 senior with the first hit, and he's the one being helped up.
Now there's a flag in the secondary. There's something that was going on between number 6, Isaiah Hitchcock, who, by the way, at halftime was named Homecoming King for CD East, and a player from Chambersburg.
And Chambersburg's going to be one ticketed with the personal foul.
Okay, so those 2 fortunate plays here for CD East has really set them up here. I think this is the deepest they've been in Chambersburg territory.
Yes, to the 38 of Chambersburg. So first down and 10. And the give on the outside, that is Xavier Armstrong. He will only get a yard. Enjoying this game? Then get more high school sports action in Pennsylvania with PCN's coverage of the PIAA State Championships. You can stream championship games on demand with PCN Select. Thanks to our friends at Pennsylvania Cable Network. All season long running games on Friday and Saturday. Next week, we've got a doubleheader here for you on High School Sports Live. Steel High Trinity Thursday, Hershey Lower Dauphin on Friday. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff on Fox 43 Plus and HSSLiveTV.com. 2nd and 9. Up the middle again between the tackles. That's where they're going. Armstrong runs into Carter Flory again, but this time it's 5 yards.
And they have some urgency here. They're right on the ball. They may do the same play here. Yep, trap.
Same thing. First down. Up to the 24.
Yeah, they found something here. They are keeping 13 Zach Brown in. Sometimes, like here he's at the tight end position. Plays before he was in the backfield as an H-back.
And the give is to Ewell on the outside to the doesn't quite get to the 20. Gets outside to the 21.
Yeah, and the East coaching staff is saying you got to let the play develop. They were running trap again, and right away he bounced that to the outside. I think they would have had something bigger if he'd have stuck with it.
So 2.5, make it 3 on the gain. They huddled up this time. Now lining up directly behind Jallo is Ewell. And nothing doing.
No. Okay, East is sending new personnel in. What's going to be, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8?
3rd and long again. CD East in the first half as far as 3rd down plays. They were 1 for 8. Did not make one earlier in this quarter on their last possession. 1 for 9. We have an official's timeout. We're going to keep it here so that we can see what the official's timeout is for. And it's not much. They got done what they needed to do and said, all right, let's get back to playing here. Already halfway through this 3rd period, Chambersburg muffed a punt, and they haven't had possession of it. I'm hearing up top here somebody got blood on their jersey. Jallo, again, the give.
Oh, flag. That's usually a hold. You got a hold or a face mask?
Could be a face mask here as Jared Porter took it up the middle, but I'm thinking if it would have been a hold, the flag would have been thrown sooner, but it looks like it was on the tackle. So 5-yard face mask. Not going to be let's see here. They walk it up to the 14, and they're saying move the chains, 1st down. So Parker got 2 yards, add the 5 on for the penalty, and it's a 1st down. 5 carries, 25 yards for Jared Porter.
A very patient drive here. They've already taken, 6.5 off the clock.
So 1st down and 10 at the 14. They run pretty much everything. We've got a timeout here. I was going to say they have everything either between the tackles or to the left side. Timeout, CD East will take one as well. 5:26 to go in the 3rd quarter. 7-0 Chambersburg on High School Sports Live. Six and a half minutes gone here in the 3rd quarter. Central Dauphin East had it 3 and out, punted it away, but a muff punt led to this drive here, which is now in its 8th play as CD East got a 1st down, and they are on the Chambersburg 14. This is their deepest penetration of the evening.
Yeah. So you would hate to call a timeout here, but they have something good going. And they were about to get penalized for a delay of game.
Jackson Copney comes back in as quarterback and takes the Wildcat and is not going anywhere. He gets maybe to about the 12, and looks like a flag on the play. Possibly a backside hold. Holding again, so a penalty sending them back 10 yards, sending the Panthers back to the 25, make it the 24, so a 10-yard penalty. And here come those penalties we were saying back in the pregame that we gotta try and avoid here if you want to make some positive yardage here.
I'd have to see a replay. But sometimes a back can turn a block into a hold. It looks like he wasn't supposed to bounce that. And so when he bounced that to the outside, that may have turned what would be a clean block into a holding call or into a holding play.
Ewell off the left side only gets back to the 24, so that's no gain.
And what looked promising now isn't they're now sitting at 2nd and long. After taking 7 minutes off the clock before the penalty.
The most yards they have gained in this drive was the 15-yard personal foul penalty. And the gains have been 1, 4, 9, 3, nothing, 2, plus a 5-yard penalty on Chambersburg, and then they got knocked back 10 and no gain on the last play. 2nd and 20. Porter breaks away, jukes and jives, and gets to the 17, 7 yards. So now 3rd down and 13 coming up. With how hard points are to come by here, if you've got a field goal kicker who's got the range, do you think about it at this point?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. It gets you on the board. It gives you some confidence. It's the 3rd quarter.
It would be a 34-yard try. We're not sure about the range of the kickers for CD East, so they're going to try and probably run it between the tackles again like they do. It's another great play by Makosi as Porter can't get out of that tackle.
Looks like they're kicking. The kicking team runs on the field and Porter runs off. Porter's a sophomore, and Coach Dean, thinks really highly of him and his future. He thinks that Porter's going to be the next big player to come out of CD East.
This will be a 34-yard field goal by Nicholas Bloss. The junior, he's been on a lot of punts. Let's see, he's right down the middle here, and the wind is at his back.
Oh, they moved.
If Chambersburg moved, that's 5 yards. No,
I think they're going to see. Yeah.
That's a false start. It moves it back another 5.
Yeah, 72. Darrell Dixon moved.
So let's see if the range can reach 39. If they miss the field goal, then it will be taken by the Chambersburg at the 20-yard line. So in essence, he would give up 9 yards. It'd be like a 9-yard punt or a punt into the end zone. Loss from 39. That's got a chance. Good! 39 yards from Nicholas Bloss with 2:22 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Chambersburg 7, CD East 3. Back after this on High School Sports Live, Fox 43 Plus and PCN.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Well, Nicholas Bloss converts on the 39-yard field goal. 11 plays, 36 yards, 7:23 off the clock after the muff punt. This will be, if Chambersburg can retain possession here on this kickoff, this is the first time they've had the ball in this half. So nice job of running the clock down by CD East as Bloss, who had the field goal, he's going to onside it. And exactly the result they wanted. However, Chambersburg has recovered. Great idea, though.
No, I really like that. And he put that in the soft spot there, somewhere between the 35 and the 40-yard line, like a little pooch kick. You surprise Chambersburg with that. I think if he would have kicked it a little wider, then that would have hit the turf and gave them a better shot to fall on that.
Evan Zullinger, 17, in on the recovery of the kickoff. So it'll be first down for Chambersburg as they come out in 2-by-1 with a tight end. And Senft the give, trying to follow his blockers, and it's Jackson Kopne from behind getting the tackle. No gain. So some quick numbers from Chambersburg from the first half as well. As we said, 93 yards total in offense. They only had 2 first downs, and they were 2 for 8 on third down. But they lead 7-3 because one of those first downs was the 61-yard touchdown. Jackson Kopne fakes the blitz. Back to throw. Looking over the middle, nice play. Soft spot of the zone for the 45 and a first down. And that is Andy Jean.
Yeah, you know, he had a lot of time to sit back there and throw. He even could have run that. You know, you got a receiver that found a soft spot in the field. But, you know, without bringing pressure, any quarterback can find an open receiver there, and he had enough time.
That is only the second play over 10 yards tonight for Chambersburg. Calling signals is Riley Harmon.
So CD East has 3 hands. There's the pressure. So they brought people off the edge there. They had shaded their defensive line, so they weren't playing head up. They were playing at a shade to the center, shade on the tackles, and they brought off the backside edge.
Senft, 6-yard gain. That's his longest of the night so far. 10 carries, 24 yards for him as it's 2nd and 4 now from the 39. .35 seconds left to go here. Chambersburg still has State College and Harrisburg left on its schedule for the rest of the season in the Mid-Penn Commonwealth. Senft again off the shotgun give, and he's going to lose yards.
You know, this quarter's about to run out here. This is a super quick quarter. But, you know, to give credit to CD East and what they're doing on defense is they have a young defense, have some freshmen out there. They're still trying to find themselves, and with this 3-man front, they're able to move from a 3-4 to a stacked defense, putting 8 in the box based on the personnel package that Chambersburg brings into the game.
We are through 3. Chambersburg 7, Central Dauphin East 3. Fourth quarter is still to come here on High School Sports Live on Fox 43 Plus and PCN.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Fox 43 on Big Fox at 11 o'clock with Todd Sadowski, Alex, and the gang here as high school football frenzy comes your way tonight, 11 o'clock, and every Friday night on Fox 43. Plus, we'll have our game recap here tonight as well from Central Dauphin East.
Well, Coach Luther called timeout, brought the punt team on the field. I think that's a smart decision. I think, to put it differently than how you put it, the way their defense is playing, if you could pin them, play the field position game here, I think it's a smart move.
Hummel sign, and Knight pins him at the 10, but there's a flag. Now Chambersburg is applauding.
It's still going to be CD East ball, but you might have a block in the back.
So we'll push him all the way back to the 5 then, if that was the case. Don't forget, coming up at the end of the game, it is our Capital Blue Cross post-game report, plus the Hoffman Ford player of the game and the Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game. So we've got that coming up for you here at the end of the game tonight here on Fox 43 Plus and the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Don't forget, next Friday night on PCN, it is Muhlenberg versus Ephrata live on PCN or stream with PCN Select. So after the penalty, it is bumped all the way back to the 5-yard line. 11:14 left to go here in the contest. And Ewell gets the give off the left side, trying to get some room, and brought down by Rayshawn Parker, and he gets no gain.
Yeah. So that was a play designed to go north-south, and they got him going east and west. And so they forced an ISO to bounce outside. You had an outside linebacker there in position. Ewell tried to outrun him, and there was the corner. It was really good defense.
6 tackles for loss so far tonight by the Chambersburg defense, and they've held Ewell to 0 yards on his last 3 carries. Plus throw in there an interception and a fumble as well. So Chambersburg defense getting the job done tonight. And the give up to about the 6-yard line. That's Porter. He only gets a yard.
Yeah. That came from the backside. It looks like they had a whole play side, and that backside defenders, they closed down.
3rd and 9 from the 6. Gallo calling signals. Now he has to throw. Looking, wants to go deep. Under pressure.
The safety's there. Safety's there. Oh.
Incomplete. Contact on the play, but they don't call anything. And it is 4th down.
In a way, Stephen Zerb became a defender there. I really thought the safety was going to high point that ball. Give it back to Chambersburg here. Chambersburg, last time CD's punted, they got a little bit of pressure on him. Here, punting out of the end zone, it's always scary. And East runs this shield punt, where there's some gaps for Chambersburg players to run through, and usually through the C gap is where you block it. They don't bring much pressure at all there, though. I'm surprised.
High punt that only goes to about the 30 and takes a CD East bounce up to the 39-yard line. So 9:37 to go here, and Chambersburg holding on to a 4-point lead, kind of like they were last week in the 4th quarter. They had a 2-point lead late in the game at Altoona. They want to hold on and finish the job this time tonight. Don't forget a doubleheader for you on High School Sports Live next week. Steel High Trinity on Thursday. And then on Friday, it's Hershey and Lower Dauphin. And then we wrap it up the regular season with Central York at York. And we have a flag. Harmon pointing to the other side. So free 5 for Chambersburg.
Yeah, I think they had a player lined up in the neutral zone. CD East did. So this is a formation we haven't seen before, just twins. Twins here to the wide side of the field.
So bump it up to the 34-yard line. Harmon gives it to Senft, left side, big hole to the outside, to the 20, to the 17.
Yeah, so they ran off tackle there in a kind of a power play. They blocked it solid. Usually on a power, you see a backside guard pull. But, you know, they put two receivers out here to the field and ran back into the boundary right off tackle. That was a play they may come back to. They line up in the same formation here.
Making a 16-yard gain to the 18. Harmon, this time they run right, and a nice shoulder tackle there by 13, Zach Brown.
Yeah, so that time they came back here to the wide side, but they ran split zone. So they're doing different things with their fullback.
14 carries, 38 yards on the night for Senft. It's been a struggle tonight. Both teams 129 yards of total offense. With 8.5 left to go here in the final quarter. Riley Harmon, 5'10", 165 junior at quarterback. He's got Dayer Senft on the handoff. Trying to reach for extra yardage. He gets to the 13.
You know, you see Chambersburg taking their time. It's taking time off the clock.
Using as much of that clock as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Play clock down to 13.
You know, they'll snap it when it gets under 5.
And now the option play to Senft, and good initial pursuit by Zach Brown as the play only gets to about the 12.
Yeah, they hadn't shown that play tonight. Speed option. They're going to run the field goal team onto the field.
This is a smart move as Tegan Hummelsign, he is 5'7", 170 senior. He'll be kicking from the left hash. 29-yard kick. He made 3 last week against Altoona. This to put them up by 7.
You know, his placeholder's Falmer. He does a lot for this Chambersburg team. He's
Kick is on its way, and it's wide left. No good.
I was going to say, he plays on all their special teams. You know, time on both sides of the ball. Here he is holding.
So 29-yard field goal goes wide left, and CD East takes over at 6:57 with the missed field goal. Everything goes back to the 20-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 at the 20. As both teams have 2 timeouts left. Two to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 man in the backfield to the left of Jala. That's Armstrong. Not getting much, just back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Now, that looked like it was supposed to be an isolation play. They were going to wrap or fold the fullback from the opposite side of the center back this way, and the running back, I don't think he hit the right hole. I do see the coaching staff yelling out there after the play.
Stanley Locious riding him down for the tackle. 2nd down and 10. Pass out here to Jackson Copney, and he is met by the entire Chambersburg student body before he can even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this is about the 3rd or 4th time they ran that slip screen to him.
So 3rd and 10.
Yeah, we really haven't seen East take a shot down the field yet.
Longest pass play of the night has been 9 yards, and that was their first completion.
So here's a new formation.
Empty set. Diamond to the near side, and they go to the single receiver. No, they go to the tight end, and it's a 1st down.
Yeah, so what they did is they lined up a lineman out here to their sideline, blended him in with 3 receivers, and they hid a skill position at the offensive tackle position, and they snuck him down the field.
So 7 different receivers tonight, and Zach Brown makes the 7th as it's a first down and a 20-yard gain. That is the longest play of the night for CD East. Great call. So 1st and 10 from the 40.
Yeah,
CD East with
they're
the
lined up wrong. They covered up their tight end, and I think they had a pass play called. And if he would have released and thrown the ball down the field, it would have been called back.
Don't forget, coming up here at the end of the game, the Capital Blue Cross post-game report, the Hoffman Ford player of the game, Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game. That's all coming up here at the end of the game tonight. And plus, we'll have our game recap coming up on Fox 43's High School Football Frenzy. That's coming up tonight at 11 on Fox 43. One of the scores that has been tossed around up here at Central York and Red Lion tonight. We have Central York coming up week 10 of High School Sports Live. Red Lion giving them a run for their money tonight. It was 35-28 last I heard. Central York leading Red Lion, but that game's a lot closer than it should be. We'll get final for that coming up on the Frenzy for you tonight later on as well.
I heard a few minutes ago how close the Cumberland Valley Carlisle game is. We should get a score on that one too.
Yes, we'll try and get a score on that for you later on as well. Jala back to throw, and behind the line, gets it to Porter, gets out of 3 tackles, gets out of a 4th, needs a 5th to get the first down.
Well, you saw there why Coach Dean, sees a good future, in store for Porter. Shifty, made a lot of people miss there, picked up a first down on a screen play that Chambersburg looked like had defended. 11
yards into Chambersburg territory from the 49 now of Chambersburg. We have the luxury of hearing the coaches up top here. They say, young man Hitchcock needs to go to the other side. And it's Porter up the middle. Can't get out of an ankle tackle at the 43. So it'll be 2nd and 4. Tough night for Parker here. He's finally getting some good yards. He's got 9 carries for 40 yards as they go no huddle again.
We're under 4 minutes here to go. And they just had to spend a timeout 2 plays ago. So there should be a little bit of urgency here after this play.
I like seeing Vincent Carroll Jackson playing left tackle here, but instead they go to the right side.
Yeah, he has a seam there.
Got a hold of the 35. But a flag.
I know. I really thought that was going to go for more. Looks like we're going to have a hold, though, on the perimeter.
Yes, we do. Tough break for CD East.
Mm-hmm. Well, when they set this ball, I think the clock starts moving. So now it'd be a good time to get a play in and get up to the line of scrimmage.
So they're back in their own territory at the 47. And you are correct. The clock rolls under 3:33 to go here in the ball game. Shuffling people in and out. That was 72, Darrell Dixon coming out. And
okay, so they line up. This is the trick play. This is a trick play formation where they threw at the offensive tackle. Now Chambersburg sees it.
So Jala back to throw, wants to go to the single receiver.
He stayed in bounds. Clock's going to move.
So that's the Jackson Copney to the 46. That's 7 yards, and it'll be 3rd and 7. Four for 4 passing on this drive is Jala.
And they're taking a lot of time here. Taking a lot of time. Play clock's at 10. And more importantly, we're under 2:30.
Single receivers, single coverage on both receivers. Chala looking to throw in the middle, and a nice tackle by Braxton Makosi. Up to the 42-yard line is Zach Brown.
So we're going to have 4th and 4 here.
Only 4 on the gain there, so 4th and 3 at the 43. 20 seconds on the play clock. They might just decide to take their last time out.
Yeah, but they're letting a lot of time go off the clock to make a decision here.
They weren't. They're
now under 10.
They may not have decided on a play here, so let's see. Down to 4 to 3, and they finally decide. The heck with it. Timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 1:38 to go here in the 4th quarter. Chambersburg up 7-3 on High School Sports Live on Fox 43 Plus and PCN.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Leader on D.
Hoffman Ford Player of the Game, Capital Region Insurance Agency Play of the Game coming up in our Capital Blue Cross post-game report. We talked about, I think it's obvious right now what the play of the game is. Player of the game, you got so many opportunities here. We may not even have decided it yet here as we are at 4th and 3.
So CD East has had to use their last time out here on 4th down. They let a lot of time go off the clock before they called that. Usually on the
they decide to toss, and it's not going to do anything.
He doesn't get it.
What a great job of staying home by Shea Makosi.
Yeah.
He lost 2 yards and 1:34 left to go. And Chambersburg takes over. CD East does have they
have no way to stop the clock.
So this we could be a couple knees and out of here.
You know what I was trying to get at was usually on the 3rd down play, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking about here's what I call if we don't get it. And there was way too much hesitation. We had to waste a timeout there. And here you are, Chambersburg with the ball, no way to stop the clock.
And in victory formation. So Chambersburg is only going to have 130 total yards of offense, and they're going to win here tonight. Harmon, 5 for 10 tonight, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 82 yards. Senft, 15 carries, 39 yards. As the clock continues to roll.
That's an amazing statistic you just said. Say that again. How many total yards? 130?
130. 82 of those through the air. 61 on one play. It was a battle tonight. And this game will only take 2 hours and 5 minutes. And Chambersburg breaks their losing streak.
This is what we talked about before the game. We did not anticipate many points scored in this game. 2 teams trying to figure their way here in this late season. Here we are at 7-3.
Jala, his final numbers will be 13 for 24, 91 yards, 1 interception. Ewell on the ground, 11 for 21. Jared Porter, 9 for 40. And Xavier Armstrong, 4 for 14. 7 different receivers for CD East, but Chambersburg is going to break their losing streak and go to 3-5, 1-4 in the conference. And CD East falls to 2-6, 0-5 in the conference. They still have Carlisle and their next door neighbors, Central Dauphin, still to come. Final score, Chambersburg 7, Central Dauphin East 3. Back after this with the Capital Blue Cross postgame report on Fox 43 Plus and PCN.
across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
If it's used car peace of mind you're looking for, Hoffman has it. Hoffman Ford brings you a wide selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, carefully chosen and inspected for dependable driving pleasure. For the ultimate peace of mind, shop the Hoffman collection of Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles. If you're looking for a used vehicle, you can feel good about your loved one's driving.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
This is the Capital Blue Cross post-game show. Great to have you with us tonight again on Fox 43 Plus and PCN. With Todd Neely, I'm Travis Sparks. 130 total yards for Chambersburg, and they win.
Well, they only gave up 3 points.
Yes.
So if you're keeping people out of the end zone, you're winning games.
Yes.
And anytime you play defense, you have a chance to win.
And they played a lot of it tonight.
Yeah, they played a lot of defense tonight.
Our play of the game. This one kind of fell into our laps, thankfully. There was only one touchdown scored tonight, and it was the longest play of the night by either team. There was only one play that went for longer than 20 yards tonight, and that is our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game as Harmon looks to throw, and he sends the bomb down the sideline, and it's complete. And going all the way 61 yards for the touchdown was Rajon Parker. We had talked before that in the drive before, I'd love to see him get the ball, and there he was, wide open, and off to the races, and goodbye.
You know, when we talk about the offenses tonight, we asked ourselves the question of they're not taking many shots down the field. Mm-hmm. Neither team proved heading into the night that they could sustain a drive and score. They turn it over, they get a penalty. We saw that with Central Dauphin East in the second half here, where they had a fortunate muff punt that they recovered. They took it inside the 20-yard line, had a penalty, and they get a field goal out of it. So we were wondering, why are we not seeing more shots being taken down the field? We saw that's how Chambersburg scored. So we're up here scratching our head about it, but those kids played hard tonight. A lot of youth on the field tonight, so it's promising for both programs and what their future looks like. We got to see a game that was competitive to the end. Unfortunately, it wasn't a lot of scoring, but still was competitive.
If you love defense, you love this game tonight. And you're going to love our choice for player of the game. Do we give it to the quarterback? Do we give it to a running back? No, we're going to give it to a defensive guy. We're going to give it to Bryce Fulmer, number 14 for the Chambersburg Trojans. He had an interception in the first half, and there it is, the beautiful heads-up play on the interception. He ran it back 18 yards. That was 2 interceptions, actually.
Fumble recovery.
Fumble recovery,
yeah.
Excuse me. And it's coming up right here, the fumble recovery by Bryce Fulmer. He had the 2 biggest plays on defense. I don't blame that young man for being happy. He's a 5'6", 150 senior, and he is our player of the game. It was a heck of a game tonight here. Yeah, we 2 hours, 5 minutes. They talked about the short playoff game in baseball last week. You can't fault the kids here. They played their hearts out. They had a great game tonight.
No, they did. You can see the passion. You can see they care. They care about competing. They know they don't have many opportunities to play high school football. Only 10 guaranteed games this season is much different than, say, soccer or basketball or baseball. So they're trying to make the most of every opportunity they have. Chambersburg came here tonight, spoiled homecoming, for CD East. But they'll both have another opportunity to go out there next week and compete.
And we've got 2 opportunities for you to watch high school sports live next week. Thursday night, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff on Fox 43 Plus and HSSLiveTV.com. Steel High at Trinity, and then Friday night, it's Hershey at Lower Dauphin. Go to HSSLiveTV.com for our entire schedule and for replays. Thank you to Ivan Hernandez, Chad Edwards, and the team, Vika, and also to our friends at Fox 43 High School Football Frenzy. We'll have our wrap-up of the game coming up during the Frenzy tonight after 11 o'clock. Great being with you, Todd. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
For Todd Mealy and the team, I'm Travis Sparks. 7-3 Chambersburg over Central Dauphin East. Thanks for joining us, and please buckle up.